From Loyola University, New Orleans, Southern State Showcase is just around the corner. John here, Nicole there, and it is a very special show for Miss Morocco.
Yes, it is. It's my first visit to this beautiful city. I'm excited about the show, so stay with us. The showcase starts right now.
The Southern State Showcase on Sports South is brought to you by Musco Lighting, Mississippi Gulf Coast, One Path Systems, and National Management Resources.
Welcome to the showcase. We're here at New Orleans at the campus of Loyola University. Packed show ahead of us, John. Where are we headed first?
A block means it's the first story of this particular episode of the showcase, and for that we're going to Rome, Georgia. The Shorter Hawks men's basketball team has had their best start of record. Chad Warner and the Hawks really putting it to everyone else in the conference and everyone else in the NAIA for that matter. Top ranked for a long time. John Wilkerson catches up with the Hawks.
When you are probably the best NAIA team in the country, you tend to have a following. The top-ranked Shorter Hawks are a hot commodity in the Southern States Athletic Conference as the league's top draw.
I love it. I love the environment. I love playing in big crowds, big games. It's just that's what the game's here for. I mean, excitement. You know, we come out and see a big crowd. That just fires us up even more.
It's a challenge, but you know, every great team, every great player loves a great challenge. So for us to go in you know, any team's house and play, that should bring out the best in any player. So I mean, with the great talent we got and the great competitiveness we got on the team, I mean, it wasn't really hard for everybody just to go in a tough gym and play good. So, I mean, it's pretty natural.
I tell you, it's something that we've enjoyed as a basketball team, to be a team that attracts the other team's fans to come out and get you. And it's something we've had to get used to be honest with you. You know, when the more highly ranked we became, the more the crowd came out. But the neatest thing about that is we've really started to travel well as a university, and there have been a couple different times where our fans have really come coupled with their fans, and it's created a great environment and allowed us to stay sharp and play at a pretty high level.
And now Shorter is the best team in the SSAC after defeating Bruton Parker 90-63 Saturday, earning a #1 seed for the upcoming SSAC postseason tournament. The conference title is the first championship for Shorter since 1977. Great teams need a great player, and Shorter has one in junior Walter Hill, who leads the Hawks in scoring, averaging just over 18 points per game and a team-high 7 double-doubles. What impresses Coach Warner is Walter never takes a day off.
The thing that has been the most exciting to me about Walt has just been his effort for the most part this year, day in and day out, has been very constant, very consistent. He's always been an extremely talented guy. We ask a lot of him, but he's accepted that role. He's been more mature as a person and more mature as a player. And you know, he's not a guy who talks a lot. He's not a vocal leader, but he's gone out and played pretty hard, really just about every time we stepped on the floor, games or practice.
First year, you know, I was kind of more of a defensive player / scorer. You know, let Keith do most of the scoring. But this year, I had to pick up. You know, I had to pick up my scoring, had to pick up my leadership, and my defense on top of that. So, I mean, I'm trying to become a more well-rounded player.
Find somebody to get a bucket, I usually go to my main man Walt. You know, I can count on him. And I got a lot of friends on campus, and they're always saying, "Is that the real Walter Hill?" All my friends want to meet him, all the girls. You know, Walt's the man around here. You know, he's earned that though. You know, he's paid his dues, and he's gained the respect that he has. He's gained it from his play. So he's a great player. I enjoy playing with him.
Hill surpassed 1,000 career points in the conference-clinching win over Bruton Parker Saturday, but with all the accolades that come, he remains grounded.
I mean, you got to be humble when you hear stuff like that. Just, but it's still during the season, so I'm just thinking about one goal, and that's winning the conference championship, and then hopefully make it to the Natty after that. So, I mean, player of the year talk, it's humbling, but you know, I got to stick on one goal at a time right now.
With an SSAC regular season championship secured, the next goal is a conference postseason tournament title. And then, Shorter's first ever trip to Kansas City in the NAIA National Tournament.
You can't count anybody out in this league because any night, you know, you can get upset or have an off night and them be a tough team for you. We played, I know last year we went to Truett, got upset by 30 after a big win at Lee. So, I mean, you can't overlook anybody in this conference, but I feel like, you know, we're at the top for a reason. You know, we've earned that spot. We put in the work. You know, we just have to finish strong these last 3 games and finish on top.
I've said it from day one. I feel like every team in this league is really good, and I don't feel like there's any nights where you can go out there and take a night off. The way it stands now, we're in first by a game, behind Southern Poly, closely followed by Lee, by Bruton Parker and Emmanuel. Belhaven's won 7 or 8 in a row. It's tough. I mean, it is a tough league, and we just, you know, the bottom line is every night we go out, we have to play well.
For Southern State Showcase, I'm John Wilkerson.
Thank you, John. We'll catch up with you again down the road. Nicole, the Hawks only got knocked to number 2 in the national rankings. Robert Morris of Illinois getting 7 of the 12 first-place votes. So we will keep an eye on the Hawks as we head toward the men's tournament and the women's tournament in Rome, Georgia. Where are we going now?
Well, that's going to do it for the A block, but up next we have the B block, so don't go away. The showcase continues right after this.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaia.org.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
The number 1 can make or break a great game. 1 hit.
It's going back. It is out of here.
1 goal. 1 shot. 1 second. When it comes to technology solutions, excellence is defined by 1. 1Path, competitively connected. 1Path is proud to be the sponsor of excellence for the Southern States Athletic Conference.
If you're a fan of the Southern States Athletic Conference, then bookmark SSACsports.com. Visit daily for the latest results, news, standings, and webcasts. Follow your favorite teams and conference at SSACsports.com.
Welcome back to the showcase here at Loyola University outside the Ignatius Chapel. 1 story down, moving on. Where are we headed next?
The B block is brought to you by the letter B, and it is baseball. First stop, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, William Carey University. In the fall semester, we told you the story of Bobby Halford and his quest to clear the 900-win plateau. He has finally done that. We caught up with the coach to ask what it's like to be north of 900.
Just the commitment to athletics, the commitment to being the best as you can be at this level, and I think that's the charge that we all have. And when I started as a player, then I was a graduate assistant, then I was an assistant. So I've been here, I've seen the whole process, and I've seen it work. I was here with a guy that won a national championship, John O'Keefe. He kind of set the bar really high for the rest of us. Then John Stevenson, a former major league catcher, came back after an 8-year stint in pro baseball, and I stayed here 12 years. I worked for this guy, and one of the most knowledgeable baseball guys I've ever been around. So the biggest thing that I felt was I had to uphold what these guys have already done, you know, and basically just keep this program going, and that was a challenge. Now, winning games, that's just part of it. You know, you've got to put the best kids out there. And our area was so good, and it has been so good over the years, and you know, it's just a fertile area for players, and so it's just a natural.
And from someone who's been there since 1981 and 82 as a GA in both baseball and men's basketball, the AD since 1988, Steve Knight has seen a lot in the 900 wins and a lot in Bobby Halford.
Well, he's almost legendary. You know, he also was a student athlete here and then stayed on as an assistant coach. A lot of people don't realize he actually was our first women's basketball coach. Took over baseball in the mid-'80s and has just been fantastic. We've always had an excellent tradition in baseball, and Bobby has jumped right in there and taken the program to great and even higher levels. And he walks around this campus. Everybody knows Coach Halford, and he's meant a lot to these student athletes through the years. Just the way that he conducts himself on and off the floor. He's a great Christian person, and we're proud to have him here.
And now that Halford is at 900 and counting, you talk about doing it in the toughest conference in the NAIA. Top to bottom, each and every team has a shot to beat the other, and it reminds Halford of another Southern baseball conference.
You never know. You never know, you know, and I feel like that from top to bottom, any team on any given weekend can win, and any team can win the league because it's that competitive. And we feel like, and we know it, that it's the top NAIA conference in the country. And so, you know, we're proud of that. And, you know, we were members of the Southern States a long time ago when Birmingham Southern was a kingpin over there, and Montevallo, West Florida, all those guys. We were there from the get-go. So, you know, we've seen all those teams, and we've competed against those teams. So it's the same. It hasn't changed.
And our congratulations go out to Coach Halford. Well, that's going to do it for the B block. We have 2 more blocks left, but only one more story. What are we talking about?
It is the big story, live here at Loyola, University of New Orleans. We return to the Crescent City as the showcase continues after this.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at naia.org.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
The number 1 can make or break a great game. 1 hit.
And it's going back. It is out of here.
1 goal. 1 shot. 1 second. When it comes to technology solutions, excellence is defined by 1. 1 Path, competitively connected. 1 Path is proud to be the sponsor of excellence for the Southern States Athletic Conference.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
If you're a fan of the Southern States Athletic Conference, then bookmark SSACsports.com. Visit daily for the latest results, news, standings, and webcasts. Follow your favorite teams and conference at SSACsports.com.
Welcome back to the C Block. We're here in the Den, the home of the Wolfpack. Both the men and women's basketball teams play inside this building. It's one of the great things around this campus. What else we got in store?
It is time to tell the story of Loyola University New Orleans. It's their 40th year of the return of athletics, and they are nearing their centennial.
Loyola University New Orleans is nearing an important number in its history, the 100th anniversary of its existence as part of the fabric of New Orleans, and with all of the renovation and renewal on campus, it's a busy time.
As we were going through all this planning, it became apparent to me that we would also be celebrating the 100th anniversary of the university as a university. The Jesuits actually had two small colleges here that were here in the 1800s. We consolidated them in 1912 into the university. So it's a nice way to mark the transition, and so it's a great way to also celebrate all the things that are going on now, in addition to what has happened in the past.
We're going to kick off, I believe, April 13th is our celebration weekend. And there's events lined up every month for a whole year, and athletics is going to play a part of that. We'll have some special ceremonies during certain games, commemorating certain teams, and celebrating the 100th year anniversary of the university.
But to get to year 100, everyone has to go through that first year, and the integral learning that time can give is critical to the growth of the person and the growth of the school.
Well, one of the key things about any Jesuit education institution is that our underlying philosophy is that we're in business to educate the whole person. So there's a phrase that we use where we talk about care of the person, care of the whole person. So for us, the education is not only what happens in a classroom, but it's also what happens in residence halls and student clubs and student organizations and athletics. That's all part of the educational process. And so certainly, I think since Katrina, we've had a chance to refocus the university and our mission very much centered around that. So that's crucial to who we are, and that's in part of how athletics becomes a part of the entire enterprise, really a part of the educational enterprise and mission.
They get indoctrinated to the university, the whole philosophy of educating the whole person, the holistic approach, and from day one, they're literally in the streets, helping out somewhere with some project. And the athletic teams pick up from there and continue to do other community service, incorporating the Champions of Character program, which fits perfectly in our Jesuit values. And it just sort of cultivates from there.
And in keeping with that wealth of the person, every November the Loyola campus goes out into its National Day of Service, where the impact is felt by everyone, for everyone.
I always say that service in New Orleans after Katrina is automatic, but part of what I always talk about Jesuit education is it's not just learning. It's the goal is to create people who know things, but know it for a purpose, and part of that purpose is the service of society, whether it's through your professional life or whatever. So. Service can come in a lot of different varieties, but clearly community service is a great opportunity here in New Orleans. And we've done all kinds of things with community service. I mean, it's the obvious going out, which our kids have been involved with since Katrina, rebuilding people's homes, things like that. Two, we had some of our MBA students helping the district attorney's office sift out their finances at one point several years ago, so that it's not just service in terms of it is, we've clearly value the sort of the service of like rebuilding your home and things, but it's also the intellectual service that we can bring to the city as well.
It puts our students into the streets, and I think they went to 10 different agencies this year, and whether it's doing some clinics for young students, underprivileged students or children in the neighborhood, or going to the food bank, or going to repair some homes that are still need of repair from Katrina. Our student athletes and the students get out into the city, and it's done across the country. I don't know, we've got about 30 alumni groups that do the same thing. And it's just one way of putting it all together as a university, not just in the city, but across the country. We're all doing one thing and trying to help others.
But never far from the campus's heart and the heart of the campus is the school's relationship with the city of New Orleans. Galvanized and strengthened since Hurricane Katrina left her mark on the town, Loyola is always an active part in the rebuild and the reaffirmation that the city is on the comeback, even partnering with the hometown and world champion New Orleans Saints.
To me, it's a hallmark of what makes Jesuit education Jesuit. I mean, we didn't discover service after Katrina. But Katrina has given us and the aftermath has given us so many opportunities for service in, as I said, a whole variety. I mean, there's nothing that you can't get involved with here. I mean, basically, I mean, if you think of it, it's one of the greatest urban experiments of the 20th and 21st century, since we're literally rebuilding every sector of the city: business, healthcare, education, all the way through to housing, to literally rebuilding the city.
The university is very grateful to be involved and be blessed to have that opportunity. From the top, Father Wilds, his commitment to working with the city, the different agencies that he's been asked to lead and be part of, to our mission and ministry and alumni offices and all the groups that contribute to anything that has happened in a positive way. I think from my perspective, it's been just really grateful that we have that opportunity, and that the city looks upon us to give back when times were tough, and it's proven to help us in the long run because our enrollment has rebounded, and people know that this is a great university that educates not just those, like I said earlier, to get them a great degree, but prepares them for life after.
And as Loyola continues to move forward to the next decade, the expansion and renewal is something everyone looks forward to in ways that are tangible and intangible.
Because it takes about 10 years after an event like Katrina, and we're sort of in the middle of that at this point. So my hope is that looking that far down the line, that the city will not only have been renewed, but it will be thriving on its own.
Well, there's a lot of excitement. 2009, we embarked on a plan called Loyola 2012, and part of that was athletics, and we were trying to increase our existing rosters and also bring in new programs. We brought in men and women tennis. We're going to add women's golf, then men's golf. 5-10 years from now, I'd love to see men and women's soccer.
So, Nicole, that is only part of the story here at Loyola University as they near their centennial celebration.
Yes, it is. So that's going to do it for the C Block. Up next, we're going to tell you where we're headed for the next show. But first, the Players of the Week.
The Players of the Week at the conference level for the week of February 13th are as follows. In men's basketball, it was Daryl Arnold of Belhaven. Arnold led the Blazers in scoring in 2 games this past week. He has scored at least 23 in each of his last 3 games. He just barely missed a double-double in Belhaven's victory over Mobile. Arnold leads the team in scoring with 15.3 points per game and is second in the team in rebounding at 5.8 per contest. In women's basketball, it was Regina Jackson of Belhaven. Jackson had another big week, averaging 34 points for the Blazers while matching a career and season-high 42 against William Carey. Jackson also had 42 points in a game earlier this season versus Faulkner. Jackson currently leads the NAIA in points per game at 23.7 and is second in the nation in total scoring with 569. On defense, she is ranked 15th in the country in total steals with 68. She was also named National Player of the Year for the 2nd time this season.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaia.org.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
Now, Nicole, you saw the national rankings there. The SSAC strong in both men's and women's basketball. Shorter dropping to number 2 after the loss to Point. Robert Morris of Illinois getting 7 of those 12 first-place votes. Some housekeeping notes before we go. Academic All-Americas are being announced in the SSAC. We'll start off here at Loyola University with Robert Lavaglio in men's basketball. AUM junior forward Caitlin Cunningham was named to the All-District 2 women's basketball first team with her 3.41 GPA in elementary education. And here's the kicker. Shorter had 5 announced. On the men's side, Darius Steger with a 3.33 GPA in sports management. And on the women's side, Kelly Ellison with a 4.0. She was an NAIA Scholar Athlete last year. Brittany Smith with a 3.59. Allison Denner with a 3.6. And Lindsey Crawford with a 3.76. Numbers far higher than mine ever were.
Definitely some impressive numbers.
No doubt.
Well, unfortunately, that's going to put an end to this show in New Orleans. Had a great first visit to this awesome city.
Good.
Up next, we're headed to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where we'll take a look at William Carey University. So make sure you join us next week for the showcase.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
At a time when sports are heading in the wrong direction, the NAIA is changing the culture of sport. Through the Champions of Character program, with the support of Buffalo Funds, our college students are learning character traits that change behaviors, and they're bringing the message to coaches, parents, and teams nationwide. Visit NAIA.org and learn how your team can become champions of character.